Right, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rokah HaKodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Shalom to the elect, his brother Kamaya from the GMS camp. Come to edify the Lord's elect, Lord, when it's edifying. Alright, so I'll show you two clipping on a video that's going viral on the internet, which shows that you could see that a meteorite, as they claim to be a meteorite coming towards Mexico, and before it hit, a so-called UFO intervention or intervene and stop the meteorite from hitting Mexico. Right, that is what they claiming on the internet, which we know, which these thing they call a meteorite, or the scientists say that is a fireball explode, which is none of the above. Right, they call it UFO, which is the chariots of Israel, right, according to the scriptures. Right, so strange things is happening in the sky, as you can see. They're seeing this happened a few weeks ago, that a 12-mile UFO on its way towards Earth, which moving at 135,000 miles per hour, right, and it's hostile, right, and they're seeing they're seeing things that like angelic beings, looking like African American. So we know that all this is backed up in scriptures. All this is Ezekiel 1. Tell you they banish. The color them was like banished brass, meaning they bronze, brown skin just like us, like the so-called Negroes, which is the Israelites. That's why they call us our brethren in Revelation 19 and 10. Alright, he says, I am your fellow servant and I brethren. Right, because we look alike. We are angelic beings on the earth doing this mission, right, fulfilling the will of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, heralding his coming. Like you watch this movie Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer. Right, they put it as a woman now, which if you look at it spiritual, the elect is that woman, the Lord's woman, heralding the coming of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Right? And this is what we doing as prophets today. We herald Yahweh Shai coming. And we ask him to hasten the coming. His coming. Right? So all these things that they're seeing is biblical. It is in the scriptures. These chariots that they're claiming to be UFOs, and as dealing with this video here, they say the UFO intervene and stop the meteorite from hitting Earth, right? Which is in Mexico, which is the same chariot. They do them thing. They just come down. As the scripture say, we are not dismayed at them. The heathens are dismayed at the sighting of those chariots. But that is our salvation according to 2 Kings. That was 2 Kings 2 and 11. Let's read that real quick. 2 Kings 2 and verse 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. As it's saying, a fireball appeared. Chariot of fire and horses of fire, meaning power. Horse represent power. And departed them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it. And he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. This is Israel's salvation. This is what going to deliver the Israelites, the elect of the Israelites, from this kingdom. Right? When Yahushua returns, you have boys come up here, and he come with clouds. Revelation 1 and 7 tell us, behold, he come with clouds. These clouds is metaphorically talking about chariots, which the world call UFOs. Right? He's coming with clouds, many chariots. As Jude mentioned, that Enoch prophesied, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai is going to come with 10,000 of his saints. Let's read that. Alright, there's Jude 1 and 14, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. And we know the saints is talking about the nation of Israel. Alright? When you read Psalms 148, it tells you the saints of the nation of Israel. But that's showing you that the Israelites and the angelic beings are one and the same. Alright? As the scripture tells us in Hebrew, they call us heavenly Jerusalem. But let's get that. Psalms 148 and verse 14, he exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel. Even is, which is in Old English, right? A people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. So we see the Israelites are called saints and the angels in heaven are called saints. And why is that? That is showing us we are one and the same. We are brethren, right? We are those angelic beings on the earth as well, right? Doing the will of Yahweh Shemashai. This is Hebrews 12, right? And verse, let's mention heavenly Jerusalem. Where are you? Used. Alright, you know what? Let me do this quick. It's lucky about that. Receive a call. Alright, I had to go on a work plantation calls. So let's search up this real quick here. Heavenly Jerusalem. Alright, this is Hebrews 12 and 22. But he are come unto Mount Zion and unto the city of the living power, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels. Heavenly Jerusalem, which means us as well, right? We represent the heavenly Jerusalem as well. Alright, so let's read Isaiah 60 and 8. It says, who are these that fly as a cloud? Remember, Yahushua said he's coming with clouds, right? And every eye gonna see him, even them that pierce him. He's coming with them angelic beings. Which in our video, that our next video came out, that these beings, they look like they've never been conquered. When they entered into this atmosphere and they touched down, it had earthquakes. And some beings come out which look like African American. They have weapons and they look like they've never been conquered. Alright? And that is Yahushua army. And that is the army coming with when he returns. That is why the scripture tells us he's gonna put down all rule in 1 Corinthians. You'll read that next. It says, who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? And that is how they move. They fly like clouds. That is why it changes direction. It's not that the next orb chariot intervene and stop it from hitting it. No. They always do that. That one moves on its own. And that could be one. As you see two orbs, two chariot looking, it could be one controlling both. You know, these angels could do whatever they the angels. Alright? Let me read the 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 24. Right? It says, then cometh the end when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power, for he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Right? And that is we're going to destroy the kingdom of this world. That is why in Revelation 19 it mentioned that he had many crowns. Alright? Revelation 19 and verse 11 says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Right, as you mentioned before, horse represents power. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness shall he judge and make war. And he's going to make war with all the leaders of the earth. Alright, it says his eyes was a flame of fire, and his head his eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Alright? And that is why he had many crowns, because he's gonna put down all these rule, all these authority, all these power, all these mountains. He's gonna destroy them. Right? The Russian, the Americans, the Chinese, no kingdom gonna stand but Yashala kingdom. When you put down all these rule, the scripture see the saints gonna take the kingdom and possess the kingdom even forever and ever. It says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the word of power. And why his vesture was dipped in blood? Because it's plenty slaughter. It's plenty killing. As the scripture mentioned in Isaiah 63, blood onto the horse's bridle. Verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven, right, the saints, the angels, followed him upon white horses. They had their chariots as well, their vehicles, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, because they are pure, they are perfect. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. With it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And the brother mentioned, Brother Calab, this scripture come out last night, Brother Calab mentioned it, that in ancient time, um, they would have the rank or the title written on their garment, alright, to show their rank. Just like how the military have it today, they have these 5 stars, they have these all these stars on, and all these things on the military wear, showing their rank. The same thing in ancient time, it was on the tie, alright, on the vesture, and that is why I was showing who he are, showing his title. He is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and he's gonna prove it to the world when he return. Alright, you're going to second Esdras is gonna show how afraid the armies of this earth gonna be, and they're gonna still fight because you're gonna harden their hearts to fight. So these angelic beings that you're seeing, these strange objects that you're seeing in the air, in the skies, is Israel's salvation, and that is what boosts our faith in these last days. Because we know they are coming to deliver us. Lord willing, we are part of the Lord's elect. But we're doing the work of the elect. That is why we say we are the hopeful elect, starting with the Apostle Taha on down. And those are in the same mindset of Great Millstone. They are affiliated with Great Millstone. Alright? We call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we're doing the work with the elect will be doing. Scripture says, give him no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise on the earth. Alright? So I'm gonna cut it short. Alright? Lord willing, I'll come back later with another lesson. Who was edifying to the Lord's elect, in closing, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom, shalom to the elect.